This is the only window of time I can find to talk to you guys. So you got to pardon me for such a late night live stream, and I can't wait until tomorrow, um, because tomorrow has tomorrow's schedule. So thank you, and everybody who attending this right now. You can hear me loud and clear. Please let me know and say hello to Mr. Lu, and do a sound test and visual test to see whether everything is okay. Okay. Yes. I was pretty busy with Premium More stuff just now, so pardon me that I come in live so late. Okay, so if you can hear me loud and clear, please give a like, and also tell me that the sound and quality, sound and visuals are okay. Okay, Kenny and Esther, good to see you. Keegan, good to see you too. Okay, Obelu, thank you. Okay, soccer highlight. Oh, that's a new name. Okay, sound and visuals are okay. Very good. Okay. Thank you, everybody. And as you come in, all to give a like so that we can more people to get to know this. Charlene, good to see you here too. Okay. And Kaising, good to see you too. Okay. Abraham, good to see you. Okay. Oh, from Sweden. Wow. Sweden is in the afternoon right now. Okay. Yes. Lai Liao. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Clara, good to see you too. Okay. Yuming, good to see you. Sam, good to see you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you all to come in. Okay, thank you all to come in. Thank you for giving me a like. Okay, I really appreciate this. Okay, thank you, give me a like. Okay, all right. Okay, so today's topic is quite interesting. I actually I actually saw this article that says that why are Singaporean consumers still spending this despite rising inflation, higher cost of living? How many of you have seen this article? Okay, um, and I actually paraphrase this to why are Singaporeans buay kia si? Yeah, buay kia si. Okay, buay kia si. Very funny. Obelu say buay kia si but kia bo. Yes, that's quite true. Singaporean men especially, right? Kia si kia bo, kia tau ge. Yeah. Anyway, um, so good evening to all of you. Now, I'll give you the extract of this article for those people who haven't seen it. Okay, and the article says that inflation in Singapore, like many major economies, have soared past COVID-19 levels, but the elevated cost of living have not put a brakes down on consumer spending, right? And in Singapore, a lot of things are like rampant buying, right? The most ridiculous of all is recently Taylor Swift have to extend many shows, right? I don't know how many shows. She extended many shows because the demand was overwhelming, right? Jackie Chung also did the same thing, and there's a lot influx of singers right now coming to Singapore, performing shows after shows. Even Chai Ching and don't know what other old timers during my mother's time or my father's time kind of singers all coming in, and it's all sell out and sold out, right? Yeah. Okay. So and it's quite serious. It's quite serious. It's actually unbelievable, right? Okay. Um, so of course, right? A lot of people. There's a incredible pent up demand that's going on, right? Some of my overseas friends say, hey, I also want to buy Taylor Swift. Look, can you buy from me? I don't have. There's no way I can get it. Taylor Swift. Okay. Of course, you can buy in. I'm quite sure a lot of people buy the ticket to resell and try to make money out of it, right? Singaporeans are just anyway. Okay. And then the property market is just going up and up and up and up. Okay. And I came to a conclusion that people are buying property only FOMO, right? They just fear of missing out. Okay, just fear of missing out. I don't think they're buying it. They buying it because of a need. They really buying it because they think that it's an infinite rocketing up, right? I don't think it's a case where Singaporean is too rich. Okay, I think it's a case where Singaporeans bo kia si. Okay, yes, I think they are like oblivion, right? Oblivion is the word. Now, what's the right word for oblivion? Right? Totally blind to what's happening in the horizon, right? So I'm going to tell everybody, um, and and really, right? The the amount of the amount of spending have driven our COE prices very high up as well. Singaporean travel is everywhere. I'm in Seoul right now. Seoul is filled with Singaporean. Okay, I'm going to travel to Europe soon. I'm sure in Europe it's going to be full of Singaporean as well. Uh, tomorrow is a holiday, right? I bet you from tonight onwards. In fact, I can check here, right? I'm very sure the customs are already jammed. Okay, let me see. Oh, look at this, right? Okay, the causeway right now to Johor is already a 2 hour jam right now, 12 p.m. They should go by the second link. I wonder why they don't go by second. Oh, no, no, second link is also jam 1 hour. Okay, yes, 2 hour jam right now. Tomorrow will be a 5 6 hour jam. 1 million Singaporean will descend on in Malaysia. Okay, at least. Well, okay, so anyway, you know it it just dawned on me that maybe Singaporeans are oblivious to what's happening in the horizon, right? Really oblivious, right? So, good evening, all people. Now, I think people are spending a lot. People are spending a lot for a different reason, and I think they are spending a lot. They're spending a lot for different reason. Now, people like all these singers coming in, they are buying it because I can understand Taylor Swift lah. Okay, hardly come to Singapore, top singer come. I can understand. All the other singers, I don't know, right? It's yeah, they're all capitalizing on all this, right? So I think it's probably a sign that Singaporean the spending power is amazingly strong. Okay, for buying property, I think it's because it's really thinking of it. It's an asset that will continue to go up and will never lose money. I'm not sure of that. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. I don't know. I'm not going to make a comment on this. But you have seen many houses breaking record after record after record, right? Yeah, jumbo 4 room flat in Tiong Bahru was sold for 1.5 million. 49 years left, right? 49 years left, right? It has to be. It cannot be that the person calculated that is in opinion that after 50 years this thing will go to zero. I don't think they thought of that. They think that it will go to 1.6 million, 1.7 million, 1.8 million, right? That it's an infinite. It's what we call a frenzy right now, right? So, but you know what? What is in the horizon right now? Let's take a look what's in horizon right now. Okay, Singapore economy is highly linked with China. Okay, highly linked with China. Our major export market is China and Hong Kong, right? China market is crashing. Crashing is the word. Okay, very serious crash. I've never seen China in this kind of situation before. I observe the Chinese bloggers. I observe the Chinese updates very closely. I don't believe that even the Chinese government figures right now are beginning to show a serious problem. They can't hide it anymore. But the actual things on the ground are very, very serious. Very, very serious. Singapore will get impacted. Across the world, demand are pulling down. It can't be that Singapore are not affected, right? It can't be that Singapore are not affected. I think Singapore will go into a recession, okay? And this will be a weird recession, okay? It'll be a recession where demand will still be incredibly strong. And suddenly, whether suddenly everybody might come to realization that something is wrong with this, right? It can't be that we are in a recession and we still spend money like crazy like that, right? So I would say that a lot of the contractionary effect of the increase in interest rates and the crash in economy will hit us as a lagged effect. Okay. So what would I do now is I don't think there's any harm to be a bit more conservative, right? Yeah, I don't think there's any harm to be more conservative. So I would be a bit more conservative in figuring out what what is to come, we will know in a matter of months, not even a matter of years or whatever. In a matter of 2 to 3 months, things will become very, very clear. And when it's become very clear, then I decide what I want to do. Okay? Yeah. So it'll be very clear by the time we hit July whether we go in a recession. The government will make a statement then, and we see how bad the situation is. Then, then we will see how the market respond to this, right? The Bank of England just increased their interest rates. Singapore will feel the heat of it as well. Even Bank Negara say that they will have to increase interest rate and react. They've been trying to hold back. Now, all this increased interest rate has a pullback on aggregate demand. And when aggregate demand is pulled back, guess what happens? When aggregate demand is pulled back, it will impact economies across the world, right? Now, I actually think that it's probably wise right now to be a bit more conservative with your spending. Okay, what you should have bought in stocks, you should have bought 6 months ago already. If you haven't buy, I cannot tell what you should do, but I'm not buying anymore. In fact, I think the stock market today is not too bad, right? Yeah, stock market is not too bad, right? It's it's all green, right? It's all green. I'm not going to show you what shares I hold, right? Okay, it's all green. What's the ringgit today right now? What's the ringgit to sing to ringgit right now? Is it it probably has strengthened because Bank Negara say that it was strengthened. Yeah. So I think it's so you can see, right? They have no choice but to react. 3.44, yeah. Even with Bank Negara, intervention is 3.44. If they don't intervene, it'll be some very jalat number. Yeah. So bottom line is that I would take a more conservative approach, okay, and see what will happen in I think in 2 to 3 months things will become very, very clear, and then we react from there. Yeah, I think Singaporeans, at this juncture, I dare say, buay kia si. Yeah, if I see storm, you have never experienced this before. So I've done, because I go out deep sea fishing quite a lot. So I sail out maybe 1-2 hours, to a fishing spot and fish. In the horizon, I kid you not, in the horizon, you suddenly see, okay, black clouds coming, and the captain will be so kanchong to quickly turn the boat around and speed back. You know what? I was in Desaru once. I was in Desaru, and it was in a small fishing boat. We sailed out probably 2 hours out with my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law's son, which is my nephew, and Benjamin, my son. We sailed out. We fish and fish. Then we hit with storm clouds, like in the horizon, very far away. And the captain said, we must turn back now. I said, like horizon or like 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers away. He said, do you know how fast that thing will hit us? And we're like, well, we pay money, fishing, everything. The captain said, no, lines up, then we LL, right? Then the boat turned around and started sailing. Half an hour in the time the storm hit us. The waves went from a maybe, 1-2 feet wave to a 10 feet wave. 10 feet wave, 3 meter high. The boat went like that. I vomited like a Malayan, okay, Malayan. My son was knocked out. Both father and son knocked out on the boat. The boat went like that. And the captain was so worried that like riding on waves. You know when you hit waves, you need a special skill to sail in the wave. My brother-in-law was more solid. He can tahan I cannot seasick and vomit. And I thought that day we'll never make it back to shore. Really. And it took another 45 minutes or so to head it back to shore at full speed and at the right time. The guy will throttle the speed, went right up the way, and then cool down, and then next wave come, it throttle again and things like that. We are possibly in a situation like this. Okay? Yeah, we are possibly in a situation like this. There's storm clouds in the horizon right now. I can see it right now. They're all in the horizon, right? And yet we all live like this like we are this thing like nothing. All this will not happen to us, right? It's a problem of another country. I don't know. I always remember Lee Kuan Yew, who always has this mentality of vulnerability. He said that Singapore is so vulnerable. We are so small. Things can change very quickly and very seriously, right? So I would think that it's probably wisdom to call out the word caution. Caution, Singaporeans, caution. Mr. Lu is calling out caution. Okay, there is no risk being cautious. Okay, at this juncture, no risk being cautious. Okay, you are. I don't think there's a risk being cautious right now, but just wait for 2-3 months till it become clearer. When things have become clearer, then you decide what you want to do. I don't think 2-3 months make a world of difference. Yes, the stock market, the US stock market, in my opinion, will continue to go up and up and up because that's a different thing, okay? But right now, it's I think it's probably wisdom just to be very cautious, okay? Let's take some questions and comments right now. That day in Facebook, I saw a PR in Singapore say that he'll give out his PR anytime and sell HDB and cash out his CPF and return back to Malaysia. It's because the ringgit is so low. That's why you want to go back, right? That's a different story. Yeah. Okay. If we buy SSB, we won't get affected. Well, yeah, we are assuming that we still have a job. We're assuming that there's no pay cut or pay freeze or something like that, right? Okay. Yeah. So I think it's a big assumption. HDB should be the one to control valuation, not let market forces control the valuation. I think this is an aspect which I think the government should have taken a more heavier hand. Okay, the people with PR approved may not be good people engaged in some. I don't know about PR. Okay, yeah, yeah. So I think it's probably first of all, do you all agree with me? And you can disagree with me. Okay, do you agree with me that it is wisdom to exercise caution right now? Just say yes or no. Okay, exercise some caution just for 3 months. Say 3 months. Okay, yes. Shell may pull out of Singapore. Is it okay? Mr. Lu, any thought that U.S. economy being very resilient, any possibility of soft landing, even no landing? I think the U.S. economy right now is very resilient, but I think they are probably. You see, the U.S. I think I said it before in the last YouTube. The U.S. control the world economy. You not just control world economy, control world politics as well. We are not the U.S. We are a price taker. We are an event taker. Yeah. Okay. So I would exercise some wisdom right now. Okay, and caution. Okay. Now this is just me. I like to take a low risk approach in life. Okay. Should we sell stocks right now? I cannot tell whether you should do it. I'm not selling any stocks right now because the stock market is way ahead of the economy. Okay. If you are Singapore stocks, I don't know. Okay, I don't hold much Singapore stocks. As far as US stocks is concerned, it's on this huge rampant rise. Yes. Okay. Buy bond. Yes, I'm taking some bonds position. It's because the stocks has gone up so much, and I'm pushing up my bonds as well. Okay, I'm not going to comment about premium more on this part. Okay, will Singapore go in recession? I think 90% case chance. I think it will. The MTI say no. I have one video on it. I say the government is wrong. Okay, we will know in July whether I'm right or they are. Whether I'm right or they're right. Would you mind share? Would you mind? Would you mind to share whether we should declare income tax for share dividends and capital gains from shares, even though we don't pay income tax? No, you don't need to do that. It's already the dividends. I think it's already paid. Is net of taxes. Really, capital gains are not considered. Are not taxable in Singapore. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Lu, when was the last time you almost sold your holdings and turned holding cash? The only one time I'm a bit more careful is when there's a banking crisis. Okay, banking crisis. Banking crisis will cause me to change my mind. Okay. Other than that, most of crisis I'll probably just hold on. Okay. Banking crisis is a different matter. New York Stock Exchange not up yet, ne? What do you mean by that? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is the banking crisis over? I don't even think it started. Okay. There was a few days of it and after it was over. If China is bad shape right now, would it be good to buy Chinese funds in the low? I don't like buy Chinese stock market. It's too much fraud and too much misrepresentation there. Yeah. Can the Singapore recession be very serious? I think it will at least be a mild recession. I hard to say at this juncture whether it be serious or not. Will house prices fall? That's $1 million question. I cannot tell. Yeah. It has shown to be all across the world it has fallen except Singapore. Yeah. Too much exuberance in it. Yeah. Banking crisis is happening in China in a big mega way. It's a huge mega way in China right now. I think you will hit Singapore in some form and shape. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay, it probably already hit. Will economy get better next year with an interest drop? It's really hard to say. If individual not working and dividend and capital gain tax classified income, I don't think so. Okay, a lot of people are hoarding cash. They are waiting for property to crash and buy. I don't know about that. Okay, do you buy gold? No, I don't. Okay, will the Fed cut interest rate in a recession and risk interest rate flare up again? I think they will not do. I don't think they'll do that unless the recession is very serious. Yeah, because I think they're more scared of inflation than a recession at this juncture. Okay. Mm. Because this whole inflation was caused by money printing. Yeah, it's clear until cannot clear. Okay. All right, okay. If you agree with me, okay, I would suggest everybody be cautious right now in your, because exercise caution right now. There's no harm being cautious for 2 to 3 months and see the economic outlook, and then we react from there. Okay. All right. With this, mindful that it's past midnight. Everybody, please give a like. Okay, and I'll call an end soon. But why last time money printing during GFC did not feel inflation? I think the amount was a lot less than, okay, was a lot less than, and it was, in my opinion, less intense. Yeah. Uh, which particular group of Singaporeans do you think are the Bokiasi? I think it's across the board. I think it's across the board. Okay. Mr. Lu is carrying pharmacy in JB, a legit store. I have no idea. Never heard of it before. Okay. Is the US banking crisis over? I don't even think it really hit in a big way. Yeah. It's just a few days, and after the whole crisis is over. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. With this, so I think it's probably wisdom to exercise caution right now because of the storm that's looming. And then I'll think. No, we watch in 3 months. Yeah. Okay. All right. Nice talking to everybody. Okay. All right. I'll see you in a day or two. Okay. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Okay. Good night.